There were many incredible performances on The Voice Season 22, but who could forget the Christmas episode where Blake Shelton and John Legend left the red chair and entered the realm of vintage sitcoms? Shelton asked his other coaches, Legend, Camila Cabello, and Gwen Stefani, when they were hanging out backstage at The Voice Season 22, if they thought a sitcom about Legend and Shelton living together would be great. As Legend hinted that he and Shelton ought to reenact an episode of The Odd Couple, viewers were abruptly taken to a parody of the opening scene of a vintage sitcom from the 1990s, in which Legend and Shelton played the strange roommates. For those who might miss Shelton on the panel, the retro video is a must-watch. Hilarity broke out after the housemates decided to have a holiday house party together, as if Shelton and Legend needed any more reason to argue. Shelton appeared to have missed the memo entirely. Everything is looking perfect for our holiday party, Legend thought as they decorated their modest home. How's it going over there, Blake? Shelton put a cowboy hat on top of the most pitiful Charlie Brown Christmas tree anyone has ever seen and said to Legend, "It's going great, I'm just putting on the finishing touches now." As the uninformed Shelton crooned, "Perfect," Legend became alarmed. "That is, not perfect," replied Legend incredulously. "What is this?" Legend claimed to have spent hours designing the unimpressive exhibit, but Shelton told him it was a hat on a tree. Perplexed by Legend's bewilderment, Legend had to call out his red chair friend at that obvious exaggeration. "Blake, you did not spend hours on this tree," Legend remarked. "You have really got to stop lying." Shelton joyfully stated that he had found the tattered cowboy hat in the neighbor's trash can and had taken care to pick it up after being asked where he had gotten it. Shelton questioned, "Isn't it awesome?" Legend sighed and said, "Well, at least my side of the room looks good," which caused the audience to laugh heartily. It goes without saying that the red chair rivals' hectic party planning resulted in a number of uncomfortable moments between the two coaches. Legend reminded Shelton that he was on food duty while he painstakingly went over his spreadsheets. "Have you done the food?" Legend inquired in a shaky manner. Shelton responded, "Of course," and reached for a chip. "I made my world-famous holiday dip." Legend recalled, "I ended up in the emergency room, Blake, the last time you made dip." "I still don't think that was the dip," Shelton murmured as he choked away and coughed. Worried about making sure they were ready, Legend asked Shelton later in the episode how many visitors they were expecting. Legend inquired as to who Shelton had invited to ensure they had enough food, as Shelton was idly watching TV. "Huh?" Shelton questioned, genuinely unsure. "The invites," he was reminded by Legend. "Oh sure," Shelton responded tremblingly. "You sent out the invites, right?" "Yes, without a doubt. Everything is taken care of." Shelton appeared to be about to burrow into a hole after Legend went out to get some last-minute celebration materials. Shelton worried to the camera, "I wonder if he's gonna be mad that I forgot to send out the invites," which made another large studio crowd laugh. The holidays have a humorous way of exposing people's true selves. You're left with instinct, comedy, and personality, especially when it comes to Christmas decorations. When you take away the red carpet polish, the studio lights, and the meticulously created public pictures. The now famous holiday interaction between Blake Shelton and John Legend, in which Shelton's unusual Christmas tree topper left Legend truly perplexed, was one of the few instances that best encapsulated that reality. "What is this?" Legend allegedly inquired, looking at Shelton's proudly displayed topper, as though it may suddenly explain itself, with equal parts amusement and confusion. It didn't. A scene from a sitcom about holidays. Imagine two of the most well-known musicians in America, standing close to a decorated tree, with festive lights blazing and Christmas music murmuring quietly in the background. John Legend, on the one hand, is a dapper, considerate, and effortlessly stylish man, whose concept of Christmas decor probably consists of symmetry, custom, and a color scheme chosen by an interior designer. Blake Shelton, on the other hand, has his boots firmly planted on the ground and a smile on his face, obviously enjoying the mayhem he is about to cause. Shelton did not have an angel for a tree topper. Not a star. The tree's tip was not even covered with a Santa hat. It was something completely different. Something that caused Legend to tilt his head, blink again, and eventually posed the query that everyone else was considering. What is this? The contrast between the two stars, and the reason why fans couldn't get enough of it, was encapsulated in that one instant. Blake Shelton. Country-style holiday chaos. Blake Shelton has never feigned sophistication. His sense of humor is fueled by surprise, exaggeration, and the delight of making fun of expectations. Shelton's charisma stems from his inability to take himself or tradition too seriously. Whether he's sharing intimate moments from his Oklahoma ranch, or making jokes on The Voice. For Shelton, Christmas isn't about being flawless. It has to do with having fun. Regarding family. About doing something so out of the ordinary that it becomes the tale of the year. Shelton chose not to use the traditional options when it came to decorating his Christmas tree. His hand went to something that made him chuckle. Something that would make people talk. Something that someone like John Legend would undoubtedly find confusing. The mission has been completed. John Legend's response. Unadulterated perplexity. John Legend is renowned for maintaining his poise. He typically keeps a calm, collected attitude, even when making fun of other coaches or responding to outrageous performances. His response to Shelton's tree topper broke through that composed veneer, which is why it was so unforgettable. Legend didn't chuckle right away. He did not provide a courteous nod. He hesitated. He gazed. Then he said, "What is this?" with sincere wonder and care. It wasn't a judgment call. It was incredulity. The voice of everyone who has ever entered a friend's home over the holidays and seen a decoration so odd that it required an explanation. Legend became the audience surrogate in that instant. His response was real, sympathetic, and refreshingly candid. Christmas decor's unspoken competition, the subtle competitiveness behind the interaction, was what enhanced its quality. For years, Shelton and Legend have engaged in lighthearted competition, exchanging jokes, testing each other's musical preferences, and standing in for entirely separate realms. Legend's Christmas style probably tends toward traditional elegance, warm whites, elegant decorations, and perhaps a star that has been handed down or picked out with care to go in with the rest of the decor. Shelton's strategy. Whatever stimulates conversation. The tree topper came to represent the persistent difference. It was philosophy, not merely ornamentation. Christmas decor should make you giggle, according to Shelton. It should make sense to Legend. Furthermore, Shelton's topper was completely nonsensical. Why it was adorable to fans, social media exploded very immediately. Fans discussed what Shelton's topping was going to be, posted screenshots, and replayed the event. Shelton was defended by some, who described the singer as iconic and perfectly on brand. Others acknowledged that they would have asked the same question and sided with Legend. However, the majority of people remained neutral. They just relished the genuineness of the occasion. This conversation felt refreshingly genuine in a time when a lot of celebrity stuff seems carefully chosen and polished. Two pals, one strange ornament, one well-timed response. It served as a reminder to viewers that everyone has those embarrassing, funny Christmas moments, even celebrities. The more meaningful context of the laughter, even while the incident was humorous, it also revealed a deeper aspect of how people celebrate the holidays. Some people consider Christmas to be a hallowed tradition, with rituals carried out year after year, thoughtfully picked decorations, and memories that are gradually accumulated over time. Others see it as a chance to break the monotony, add humor, and tell fresh tales. Shelton wasn't making fun of Christmas with his tree topper. In his own way, it was glorifying it. Legend's perplexity wasn't a critique. It was inquiry laced with love and laughter. Their exchange encapsulated the spirit of holiday get-togethers worldwide. Disparate customs and personalities coming together in one space. The quiet approval of Gwen Stefani. Although she wasn't in the spotlight at the time, fans couldn't help but wonder what Gwen Stefani, Shelton's wife, thought of the topper. Stefani, who is well known for her daring style and imaginative flair, could be the ideal companion to Shelton's outlandish Christmas selections. She would be the one to enjoy a Christmas decor that made a statement, even if it's a perplexing one. The topper had to be chosen by consensus, several fans joked. Some claimed it was Blake energy. In any case, it gave the narrative an additional level of intrigue. A holiday memory, that will last. This moment will linger long after the lights have gone out and the ornaments have been put away. Not because of the topper itself, but rather because of what it stood for. It stood for camaraderie. It stood for contrast. It stood for the delight that comes from not taking things too seriously. Additionally, it reminded people that one of the greatest holiday customs is laughing. What's this? A question for future generations. Ultimately, it hardly matters who Blake Shelton's Christmas tree topper is. What counts is the response it generated. John Legend's perplexed query turned into the meme, the joke, and the memorable moment. What is this? The question perfectly captured the essence of the conversation, and to some extent, the essence of Christmas. The holidays aren't always about comprehending everything. At times, they involve taking a step back, giggling, and relishing the ridiculousness with one another. And if that entails a Christmas tree decorated with something so bizarre that it renders a Grammy-winning vocalist dumbfounded, well, that's precisely the goal, according to Blake Shelton.